Let's start with the Chiefs because it's now clear that Orlando Brown won't be back. They snagged Jawaan Taylor from the Jaguars on a 4-year deal. And that's the replacement for Orlando Brown, period. That's it. They're doing the swap. They wanted a long-term answer at tackle. They didn't want to do the franchise tag dance with Orlando Brown. They didn't want to pay him $20 million, $19.99 to be exact, under the franchise tag. So, Chris, your thoughts on Orlando Brown out, Jawaan Taylor in for the Chiefs?
I'm kind of surprised. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Jawaan Taylor, I really like the player. He's good. He certainly fits the mold. He's a guy that's been playing right tackle, right? So, like Orlando Brown, who left the Ravens and then went to the Chiefs, he's going to have to make that adjustment. But the Chiefs are one of those teams, Mike, like we've talked about before. Like the Steelers with wide receivers, Andy Reid and his eye for talent on the offensive line, when he signs somebody, I go, oh, he sees something he likes and he knows there's something he can do here to mold this guy into exactly what he wants for the Chiefs offense. You know, I think the shocker for me is, hey, Jawaan Taylor certainly worth this contract. You know, big, good feet, long arms, prototype left tackle from that standpoint. You know, like Orlando Brown, got a lot of heat when he came into the league for being a little sloppy, you know, body sloppy, maybe not the most professional, slow-footed that way as far as work ethic. I meant professional. You know, there was that kind of rumor around him, but certainly got that right and on the right track. And then, hey, this is essential. We know that. Hey, one thing we've seen here is if you give 15 a little time, he can beat just about anybody. But I am shocked, Mike, from this fact that they didn't get done with Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown's a really damn good left tackle. And that to me is the most interesting point, Mike. What did he do? He priced himself out of this, you know, whole conversation,
Yes.
and that's certainly what it seems like from the outside looking in.
Now, first of all, I'm glad you clarified when you characterized Jawaan Taylor as sloppy that you meant professional only. I hate to think that he doesn't wash his hands after using the bathroom.
That would be
Sloppy's
I
a
would
little
use
sloppy.
that as gross. Like he's got hygiene problems. So.
Yeah, like eating a hamburger off the floor at
Exactly.
LaGuardia Airport.
Exactly.
That would fall into that category. So it's possible, since Andrew Wiley left the Chiefs for the Commanders, it's possible Taylor gets plugged into right tackle.
I thought
and
that
Orlando
maybe.
Brown
Right.
is the prodigal son. If he, you know, they may have been just maybe they're thinking, okay, Orlando Brown goes out to market. And he wants too much. We know he wants too much, and no one's going to give him what he wants. So let him go find out on his own. He's not going to listen to us. Let him go find out on his own what's not out there, and then maybe he comes back to us on a more reasonable deal, because it's easier to play left tackle and right tackle and left guard and right guard and center when your quarterback is Patrick Mahomes and can run around and buy time and help you avoid getting your sack numbers up, because you've got a quarterback who has the mobility to avoid being sacked even if you whiffed on the guy you were supposed to block. So there's still a chance. The first reaction yesterday, though, was widely, I'd say, Jawaan Taylor replaces Orlando Brown
Right.
without any thought given to Andrew Wiley, like I did at the top of the show. So thank you, Pete, for reminding me that Wiley is gone. And it could be they're just really upgrading at right tackle by spending a lot on Jawaan Taylor, and then they're going to find a way to keep Orlando Brown. But that's kind of the way it goes. When you see a big contract for an offensive lineman, when he's a tackle, you're going to assume left, because left is more valuable. I haven't done the research recently, which is a fancy way of saying I don't know. I can't imagine a lot of teams have right tackle making more money than left tackle, unless right tackle's on second contract like Brian O'Neill in Minnesota, and left tackle like Christian Darrisaw is under rookie contract. If you have both guys on a second contract, I think the left tackle's making more money than the right tackle.
More times than not, I think you're right. Lane Johnson with the Eagles is maybe one of the few specific ones that I can think of right off the top of my head. Right? Who else am I missing there? Maybe Braden Smith. Right, who's your guy up at the Minnesota Vikings right now?
Brian O'Neill. Brian O'Neill on the right.
Yeah, Brian
Darrisaw
O'Neill
on the left.
Yeah. Right.
O'Neill on the right.
Yeah,
said it.
So okay, you said that one. Sorry, but yeah, you're right.
You
It's
affecting
rare.
listening? Yeah.
You know, I was also trying to think in my mind if there was any other ones out there. And Pete likes to talk a lot in our ear, so it's hard sometimes. But the other thing too is,
I think we just need to give up telling Pete not to talk in our ears because it's never going to stop, no matter how many times we say.
The left tackle
keeps us from hearing
thing,
each other.
I know. The left tackle thing, though, when you really look at that, too, there's more value there because it's the blind side, but I don't think it's as great as it used to be, right, Mike? I mean, it's still a thing, but it's not a thing into the fact that it doesn't matter. Nick Bosa likes to go to both sides, and he's going to attack either tackle according to what the defense calls or sometimes mismatches or whatever. So, you're going to see the best pass rushers whether you're at the right tackle or left tackle. Generally, right tackle can maybe be a better run blocker. Left tackle is the blind side. That's probably the biggest difference.
Here's the reality.
Yeah.
You could have, Anthony Munoz, Larry Allen, Mike Webster, Gene Upshaw, and me. And if I'm there among those 4 all-time greats, I'm the one they're coming at. They're going to exploit the weakness wherever the weakness is. So you got to have 5 across. Otherwise, they're going to blow through the weakest spot on the line. So there's value across the board, up the middle, around the edges. You got to have great tackles on each side. So all we know for now is Jawaan Taylor has joined the Chiefs. Orlando Brown still available, not linked to anyone yet because, as you surmised, I think he wants too much. And there is a way potentially the dominoes fall that he comes back to Kansas City. We'll just see.
Yeah, right. I don't expect it. But how we started, it doesn't seem like that. I would think it would be a huge blow. Whoa! Wow! The market's really not where I thought it might be. But the one thing I'll throw out there to you, Mike, too, is even if they can get him back for, let's say he was asking for $23 million a year or a top of the market left tackle type money. If he says, okay, I'll come back for 18 or 19 a year, do you think they do it? I look at their team and I go, wow, you're paying Joe Tooney a lot of money, right? And so that's a big contract. You got Jawaan Taylor. Creed Humphrey at center is going to be coming down the pipe here at some point. I think there's some other guys that we certainly could talk about. Chris Jones maybe a sweetener, certainly that. So that's where I just find it hard to believe that they're going to be able to get that all done with that much money along the front line.
Well, and one of the realities that we'll see starting by the end of the week, really, the guys who overprice themselves on a multi-year deal doing 1-year contract, bet on yourself, come back next year. So would it stun me to see something along the lines of
I hear that.
17, 18, 19, plus incentives based on playing time, incentives based on championship or achievement by the team. You can come up with a way to get him to where he wants to be if you dangle enough carrots and he successfully catches those triggers that he's going to be pursuing under the incentive package in his contract. But, we saw Evan Ingram do that last year with a 1-year deal with the Jaguars. We see it every year.
Yeah.
Juju Smith-Schuster with a 1-year deal last year with the Chiefs. You do a 1-year deal, you put a pin in it, and you wait and see. Smith-Schuster's done 2 1-year deals. He did one with Pittsburgh and stayed.
Right.
Then he did one with the Chiefs, and now he's back on the market again, and the Chiefs waiting to see what happens there. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.